Hello, namaste everyone. Happy Navratri to every one of you. I hope Ma Durga gives you all her blessings. So today's video is about Mars transit in the sign of Cancer. So it has come back in the sign of Cancer after completing its retrogression in the sign of Gemini. So definitely this is like a last shot or last resort for many people. So it can arise the disputes which have been arised in the previous time period when Mars went into the sign of Cancer previously. But now it will have a whole new picture, but with the past conflicts only. So we are going to dive into the Muhurata chart. But before that, please subscribe my channel and also hit the bell icon so that you get regular updates. Also, if you would like to have your personal readings for me, you can check out the link below www.anmollastrology.com, and under the reading and unique reading section, you can book your a personal reading for yourself. Okay, so before we dive into the Muhurta chart, I am going to give you a little bit of uh, you know, information about what Mars does in the sign of Cancer. So, the sign of Cancer or the fourth house, what it is about. It is the house of our comforts, it's the house of our happiness, where we feel at peace. It's one of the most important houses, one of the most important Kendra houses, in fact, I would say, because this is a house which is one of the pillars of our foundation, our life. So, this is the house that I call as the house of the Raj Gaddi. If you have a strong fourth house, you are going to be at a position where you are well respected, where you are you have your power, you have your authority. Along with the authority, you have your comforts. So things come in comfortably with you, and also you have your peace of mind. So now in the fourth house, which is associated with our inner world, our inner peace, and our home, our room, wherever we feel comfortable, now we are putting a planet who is a soldier, who is a commander, who is a military man. We are putting that planet into the fourth house. Now, of course, this is not a peaceful time. One thing you can straightforwardly see with a Mars debilitated, that these people do not have peace, and that is internal peace. It can be peace within the home, it can be external peace also, but they do not have the internal peace first. And what theme I have seen personally with people having Mars as debilitated is that they have to make sacrifices. Because this is a water sign and you put the fire energy into water, the fire is now just gone. It's the smoke now. It's the after effect of when fire is being taken away from the by the water element. You see that smoke, that black smoke that goes on? That is the effect we will see. So a person with a Mars. Sorry, I was shooting a video for Mercury. So that's why. Um, a person with Mars being in a water sign is like now they have to suppress their fire energy, their fierce energy. They find it very hard to take appropriate actions because their emotions overshadow their actions. Whenever these people get angry, their way of showing their anger is by the way of tears. The tears come out of their eyes when they are extremely angry and they are unable to take a certain action, because these people feel very uncomfortable into a situation where they are put, and that situation is always going to be with them, that they will have to fight with their loved ones in their life. They will have to fight for some reason with their loved ones within their home. And the peace or the environment of the home is passionate, is fiery, it's fierce. So these people, the theme for these individuals is compromise and sacrifice. But when Mars, specifically in the nakshatra of Ashlesha, this can even talk about deception. This also talks about manipulation. Whenever a person has Mars in the sign of Cancer, they are highly manipulative. Or rather, you would say, in some cases, they have to be manipulative. Okay, because of the environment or because of whatever they have seen within their surroundings, they will have to develop into an individual who has to, who just has developed the ability to talk or to take a stand by manipulation or by their emotions. Like they know if they are going to shout, if they are going to yell, that is going to create more of a mess in the situation. That's why they use the qualities of the sign of Cancer, which is emotional manipulation. But these people, their energy goes into the sign of Cancer. That means their energy, most of their energy goes into the emotional part of their life. So emotions play a very important role in their life. And these people definitely have inner conflicts and inner built trauma. Most of all, that's childhood trauma that these individuals have. Now, this is your opportunity to deal with that trauma. This is your opportunity to deal with all the conflicts, right? So, one more thing that we very prominently see when Mars goes, in the sign of Cancer within the transit, there arises property disputes, land disputes, problems with the family related to property or land, or with others related to property and land, where your courage is tested, where your determination is tested, where your discipline is tested. Okay, so let's just quickly dive into the Muhurata chart so that we have better picture of what is going to happen this time with this transit. So I will attach the link below for the people who want to learn about this placement, how what predictions were made previously with this video. When Mars actually entered, it went debilitated. It entered in the sign of Cancer previously in the last year. I think it was around November 2024. Right? So this is a debilitated position for Mars to be in. That means that here Mars cannot use its qualities, its actual qualities. Rather, it will have to use qualities which are way beyond to its strength and reach and use them so as to achieve something. Right? So now this is the Muhurata chart. Um, this Muhurta chart is Sagittarius rising with Uttara Ashad as the rising nakshatra. It's all about winning now. Surprising to the fact in the previous Muhurta that we got for Mars coming into the sign of Cancer, it was very different than this. It was more about fighting, and most of all, most people could get defeated, most can win, but this is about winning. But trust me on this thing, whenever we get Uttara Ashad Nakshatra, that is the nakshatra of the invincible star. A nakshatra or a native in himself or herself is the victorious one. But the condition is there. The condition is that you don't have to be the one to initiate the fight. You have to be the one to stay in your power, just like an emperor. I was learning that in the tarot, so I thought of connecting it here. So you will have to act as an emperor. You have to be in your own power. But this definitely talks about that this is the time for you to fight for right and wrong. And within that fight, you would not just require your actions. Actually, you would not require those actions, those fierce actions, but rather you would require strategies, because that's what this sign of Sagittarius is about. Strategies, and also Mars in the sign of Cancer, manipulation. That's what you can do. But do not be the one to confront. Do not be the one to come in the front of the other person and fight. So, whatsoever battles you are dealing with right now, whether it's your home related battle, whether it's your career related battle, whether it's your personal related battle, like in a relationship, this is the time for you to tackle the situation using strategies, using your inner power, using manipulation, a little bit of diplomacy. See, when we use such, I know such words are heavy words, and these can also be influenced negatively. But here we are talking in a positive way, that you need to, some things cannot just be done by being very straightforward. You just have to be a little, you know, like we call it in there's a saying in Hindi, जब घी सीधी उंगली से ना निकले तो उंगली टेढ़ी कर लेनी चाहिए, right? So that's what you need to do right now. But this definitely calls for success. This definitely calls for victory. Victory will come in, success will come in, but only if you calculatively fight your battles. Because the ascendant lord is also going into the sixth house, but it is making what? The Gaj Kesari Yoga. And this moon is exalted. It is the dispositor of Mars placement. So that in a way cancels out this debilitation. So overall, this is a situation where you'll have to fight within yourself, but not outwardly. This is a healing oriented time. The end result is victorious. It's definitely victorious for you. But of course, you will have to heal from within. You will have to fight your inner conflicts and heal from within. Now, this Mars in the sign of um, coming into debilitation in the sign of Cancer can give us structural issues. So, on a mundane level, that's earthquakes. It has already happened once, right? But we can expect that to come in the coming time as well. But it also talks about working with, you know, all structural disputes, like structural deformities. There's some problem with certain structures, they have to be corrected. It can be related to government or the national spaces, right? It also talks about dealing with something related to properties, of course, right? This placement will, this transit can also help with the war that is going on. There can be one side victory, one side compromise to the war. Like one country is willing to do the compromise, another country is on the victory side, but it will be there because of an external force or an external help, you can say. But definitely, this calls for a final solution. This calls for a final victory or compromise, right? So, on an individual level, this prashna shows me that this is the final resort for you to get done with your conflicts. Now, whether there is going to be a gain through that conflict, or this is going to be, the compromise, that depends on whatsoever your ascendant, your zodiac sign, as in your moon sign is, right? But here we do have a cluster of planets, including Saturn, Rahu, Venus, Mercury, and Sun in the sign of Pisces, which shows internal healing required, healing from the root, like something which is hidden, which is beyond your expectation or beyond your understanding or your knowledge, has to be healed, which is going to resurface, and that has to be healed. And only after that you will be able to settle down your disputes. Okay, but this time is about you dealing with the conflicts and the disputes. And especially in this chart, according to this chart, and especially for Sagittariuses, you will have to deal with property related disputes, inheritance related disputes. But it is more of like a gain situation there, right? You will gain out of that situation, but first there has to be that fight. There has to be that battle you'll have to deal with. But it's a time where you'll have to stay in your power, where you'll have to, get indulged into your one self so as to deal with it. Heal your inner abilities, heal your childhood traumas, because this battle is somehow going to give you flashbacks of your past situations, and then you'll be there to acknowledge them, right? It can even make you it, although this appears to be a very good situation with your finances. Okay, so financially I think it's a time for you to look into your assets and into your money matters and manage all of them, because those are getting mismanaged right now. You have to look into them, you have to heal certain patterns of yours, and then the success is going to be there. Okay, there can even be some conflict with either a neighbor or uh, a relative. Okay, so it could be a fight or obstacle of dominance or finances with them, right? So let's go to the next zodiac sign. So if you are a Capricorn rising or a Capricorn moon, Mars is coming into your seventh house. This is the time for you to make some compromises with the marriage or within your partnership. This is your time to indulge into romance. This is your time to pamper your spouse, your partner, because I think things have been rough, right? Now it's the time where you will have to act softly with your partner, and even your partner would also require to do that. Although I do feel that the people that you are going to interact with, or your partner, is going to act quite dominating and quite fixed on their situation, on their on their belief system, but they will still have a softer side to this relationship or this encounter. So, this is the time for you to deal with it very intelligently. Okay, so Mars coming into the seventh house can also give you unnecessary battles with others. So, this is the time for you to work on your communication. See, there is cluster of planets in your third house. Your communication is getting afflicted here, and it can lead you into problems. This is your time to change your patterns with communication, right? And also change the kind of efforts you make into your relationships or into anything that you do. The patterns have to change. The patterns have to heal now. Okay, so that's there for the sign of Capricorn. I'm going to make it, short predictions, because this is the second time around when Mars is coming here in the sign of Cancer for us. So it is going to just get done with the previous conflicts that we had, or the things which were left undone. So it's going to be like a short encounter for many people. Okay, but although I would say that in regards of your career, I do see that this is the time for you to educate yourself. This is the time for you to learn something, refurbish, or just improvising your skills during this time, and that is going to help you with greater opportunities. If you are deciding for a job change, I would suggest that they might just wait for the best opportunity. Just let the opportunities come in, weigh them out, and wait for the best one, and then only do some significant change. Okay, because this is not time for you to take actions impulsively. It's rather so as to take actions very, like, very balanced actions, or actions by thinking into situations first thoroughly. Now, next one is going to be Aquariuses. For Aquariuses, Mars is coming into the sixth house. You will have to deal with some conflict either within your workspace or with your family, related to family assets, family income. At the same time, this is a time where you'll have to be considerate of your health. You'll have to be systematic, and you'll have to manage your health, right? At the same time, this can act as a good period out of those conflicts, because you have your moon and Jupiter in the fourth house, creating a proper Gaj Kesari Yoga. So you will be able to get something good out of such a situation. But this is your time to heal your relationships with your family. So I remember there was, yeah, so we have this. Just a second. I just noticed that we also have a whiteboard-like situation here. See, right? So I'm going to draw this also. So it's a good way in the Zoom application to explain things, right? So this particular conjunction, or you can say cluster of planets, is asking you to heal your relationship with the family, heal your communication, heal the way you have presented yourself previously. Now is the time for you to express. Now is the time for you to change the old patterns. Okay. Also, health is going to be the major concern. Work out with your health. That is very, very much necessary for you people. Okay. So next one is going to be the sign of Pisces. Oh, so it doesn't get erased. Right. So now here we are going to have Mars in the fifth house, and it is going to be debilitated. This is not the time when you invest into stocks. This is not the time when you take decisions based on an impulsion within your mind. This is the time for you to observe. Stand on your ground, observe, enhance your skills, but wait for the right time to take them into action. Okay, that's the theme for you people. The healing is required with your personality, with your decisions, and specifically with your karmic self, as in with your karma. Just think to yourself, just speak to yourself. Have you been fulfilling your karma? See, Saturn is here, Rahu is here. Have you been truthful with your activities? Have you done anything bad for anyone? If you have done so, this is the time for you to rectify those mistakes. Okay, that's because Saturn is in your ascendant. And if you are a moon in the sign of Pisces, you have your peak phase of Saraswati. This is your last opportunity to get your actions rectified. Apologize to the ones you have done wrong, intentionally or unintentionally. But definitely, the Saturn is going to give you heavy karma. And this is not the time for you to take any major decisions or any major uh, it actions towards, especially I would say, finances and your career change, your job change. Okay. So this is more of a situation where you heal yourself, where you heal your personality first, and then move forward with other things. Okay. Now, next is the sign of Aries. So for Aries individuals, this Mars is going debilitated in the fourth house. That means you'll have to fight related to something within your home. You'll have to fight for your peace. You'll have to fight for the home itself, for your rights itself. Right now, you are acting quite materialistic, and that is there because you are realizing the sense of responsibility on your end. There is Saturn on your in your 12th house, just right over your head in your subconscious mind. This is a lot of cluster to be. This is not a good conjunction or a good cluster to have in the 12th house specifically. Right now, you are in a total rebel zone. Because of that, you can catch up unnecessary fights. You can catch up unnecessary problems and, a unhealthy environment within your home. You will have to be careful of that particular environment. Right now, you are acting materialistic, but you are also acting very self-centered. Although this is the time period which is good in terms of your finances, right? But at the same time, I do feel that um your temperament is not at the best place. So what you are planning might be correct, but the way you are executing is not correct at all. So this is the time for you to wait, observe, and wait for the time when your action should be made. Just prepare yourself. And this is the time to save. I think you yourself are just getting this into your mind, the responsibility thing that I have to save, I have to have savings, I have to get done with this expense, that expense. At the same time, I want to have savings. This is that kind of a time for you people. Okay. So just work on your assets, just work on your savings, just work on creating new sources, but wait for the right time to taking all of this into action, right? And watch your temperament. Definitely watch your temperament. It is not going to be good for many of the people within your family, right? Now, next is the sign of Taurus. For Taurus individuals, this transit is happening in the third house. Avoid your social encounters, as in avoid writing unnecessarily into the comment section or unnecessarily over internet. If you want to have, suppose if you want to discuss something very important with anyone, call them instead. But do not type, do not go into typing information, because that can make you get misunderstood. Okay, so Mars going into the third house, this actually is a promising time for you to gain, right? You might want to change your job, or you might want to make some changes within your job if you are into job, right? But this is the time when because of planning into a change, you will actually gain something out of it, right? Like, for example, you were deciding to leave a job, but the moment you, gave your resignation, at the same time, you just got a promotion. They just offered you a promotion. So this is that kind of a situation you can expect. But definitely your ascendant is very, very strong here. You have Moon and Jupiter, but remember, Moon is exalted here, but Jupiter is an anti sign. So right now you are also thinking a lot about finances. You're also being very self-centered. Your actions are quite deceptive, and it is not actually deceptive, they are selfish in nature. I would say do not build in this karma for yourself. Do not do bad for others, but keep on saving yourself, right? But try and balance your communication. Wherever your communication is not required, just do not put in there. Just do not invest your time into that. This is your time to go into research. This is your time to learn, right? To observe and learn. Okay. So that's what I see about it. There can be some unnecessary conflict with the neighbors or with a very close friend. So be aware and careful with that. Otherwise, it is a fortunate time. Okay. Now, next will be the sign of Gemini. So for Geminis, this particular transit is happening in the second house. Fight within the home. There are things that you wanted to discuss, you wanted to say, but you were unable to say. So this Mars is giving that frustration to you about that not being able to discuss. This can also arise with an unexpected expense that would come your way. There has to be an unexpected expense that you have to make. So it's like it's expanding your expenses right now. And that could be by the way of you providing to someone in the family. Like, for example, someone's health has not been the best in the family. Now you'll have to make an expenditure on that. In fact, your health, if has not been the best, you will have to unexpectedly pay some amount towards hospitals because we get Jupiter and Moon in the 12th house and then Mars in the second house. And this could even talk about you investing into a certain, into a large investment, as in buying a home, right? Buying a car or something like that. So it's a huge investment or it's a huge expense that you will have to take care of. At the same time, you will have to take on the responsibility of the family, whether you like it or not. Although I think you will feel uncomfortable about it, but you will have to do that. This is the time when savings will be the hardest for you. Okay. So if you want to save, I would suggest get it like either do an FD or do just activate a SIP, do something like that where your money is invested into good sources and you can later on when this transit is gone you can use that then. Okay, so next is the sign of Cancer. For Cancers, this is happening in the ascendant. So it's like your whole energy is based there. You will feel energetic, but at the same time, you will feel that I am not able to take the actions because of the circumstances. So it will be very confusing, um, or very compromising situation for you people. The Lord or the dispositor goes into the 11th house. So, out of the situation, if you try to be patient, if you try to be observant, and you analyze more with the situation and take less actions right now, you're going to gain something good. It is going to be a recognized period. It is going to be a period where you are going to be able to fulfill your desires. But all you need to do is you need to be subtle and patient with your actions. At the same time, this is the time for you to heal your disappointments with life or with the past. You will have to settle your disputes with the past, right? Your disappointments most prominently, like for example, you are thinking this might I wish this would have been there, I wish that would have been done. So you will have to go beyond these disappointments so as to settle yourself. so as to grab the opportunities that are coming in the front of you in the, in the coming time. So if you keep on stucking yourself into that past situation, you're not going to get the better opportunities in the future. This is the time for you to go past everything which has happened in the past. Okay, this is not the time, I would say, to take significant actions, but this is the time to take very evaluated and analytical actions. Okay, so next is the sign of Leo. For Leos, this is happening in the 12th house, Mars in the 12th house. Lots of energy in your subconscious mind, and lots of anger within your subconscious mind and also in your conscious mind. So you are feeling competitive, you are feeling that revengeful vibes, you are feeling a lot of mixed emotions, you are feeling on the go as well, so as to take actions. But this is your time to settle yourself down first. Your energy has to go into spirituality for now. It has to go into your subconscious mind or your personal time. So if you are feeling angry, for example, if you're feeling competitive, just sit into any place that you feel happy in, like your room. Maybe you have a meditation space. Just sit there, talk to yourself, put out all the anger in front of you. Okay, or take a teddy bear in front of you. Talk to that teddy bear, lash out that on that teddy bear. Just take your anger out. Trust me, you're going to end up having tears in your eyes. You're going to end up having all that, you know, tears, drop of tears in your eyes, but you will feel relaxed. That is most importantly there. There can also be significant changes or transformations within your work, within your authority. So some changes are going to come ahead with the career. Some of them can be good, some of them can be uncomfortable. Or there's going to be a single change. It is going to be partially comfortable, partially uncomfortable. So do look after that. Okay, but this is the time for you to heal yourself from within. It's internal, it's all internal. You'll have to heal yourself. There's going to be sudden changes you can expect within the Mars debilitation. Okay, now next is the sign of Virgo. So for Virgos, this is happening in the 11th house. You are going to gain out of the worst situations. Trust me on that. Your luck is on your side, and you are going to get opportunities from a distance. And this is the time for you to get your benefits. We call it as Sam, Dam, Dhand, Bhed. That's what we call it, right? If I'm wrong, you can you have I give you the freedom to correct me. Tam, Dam, Dand, Bhed. That's a meaning in English. It's like you will use anything and everything to achieve what you want, what you desire. That's like a magician card in the tarot deck. So whatever you have in your front, use that to achieve your desires, to achieve credibility, recognition. This is now your time. You people have been stuck since a long time now. Now is the time for you to shine. Now is the time when all that black clouds over your head are gone. All that confusions will now be gone in the coming time period. So it's the time. I would not specifically say it's the time for you to take actions, but it's the time for you to grab those opportunities, to let the opportunities come your way and just wait for them. Just let them come and grab them the moment they are going to be in front of you. Okay, this is the time for you to heal your encounters, heal the way you encounter with people, heal the way you react or associate yourself with people. but stay true to your ethics. That's what this Jupiter and Moon requires you. If you stay true to your ethics, you're going to enjoy the luxury side of life. If not, then there will be a problem. Okay? So next is the sign of Libra. Libra, for Libra people, Mars is going into the 10th house. It has its directional strength, but it is debilitated. The Lord, this dispositor, is going into the 8th house. Significant change within your career. Significant change. It can be also change of residence. It can be gaining authority, gaining promotion, but a part of it is going to be dissatisfactory for you. It's like a invisible fight for authority within your workspace. It's like you have rebelled against something or against the environment of your career or even your home. And now it's like people have been like, oh, you speak? You do fight? Oh, they're going to get scared and they'll be like, you want this? You can have this. This is that kind of time for you people. This is a rebel-oriented time. But wait for people to change their perspective towards you. You won't have to take that action. But yes, there is significant change through career. There is significant change within your authority or how you put your authority up in front. Okay? So there are changes related to that. Be careful with your associations with authorities or any person you consider as on an authoritative level, or even with the government. Be careful with your encounters or with your documentations with the government. There can be some dispute or some legal fight you'll have to fight with the government. Okay? So do not be the one to initiate that. Just wait for the conflict to come towards you and then deal with that. Okay? Next is the sign of Scorpio. For Scorpios, this Mars is debilitated in the 9th house. The dispositor is coming into the 7th house. It's everything is now going to surround out around your partnerships, your unionships, your romantic life, your business life, and your travels. So it's kind of a very occupied time period for you people. You will feel that something injustice has happened or has been happening with me. So you will question God or the universe that what is in for me. It's like that kind of a situation I'm getting for you people. Along with that, there is Moon and Jupiter in the 7th house. So somehow the luck, the fortune is going towards the other people or towards your spouse. And it's not a very healthy relationship within your partnership, but this is your time to still stick to your ethics, stick to your morals, and let the other people do whatever they want to do. Save yourself whenever necessary, but do not be the one to initiate fights, initiate obstacles. Now, this is your time, I would rather say, for you to enjoy, right? This is not your time because nothing is going to come out of it. If you keep on nagging about the past situations, nagging about the situations that are going around and you're not liking it, nothing is going to be achieved out of it. So this is your time to enjoy by yourself, to appreciate your existence and your actions. Okay? So this is quite an complicated time, I would say. Do not invest into shares. There's IPO going around right now. Most of the Scorpios might be, gambling in that IPO, betting in that IPO. Be careful with the outcome. Okay. There's again, we still have the Rashi Parivartan Yog with the fifth and the seventh house. Okay. But still, it's a complicated one. So be careful. Next. Oh, so that was the last one. Okay. So, guys, this was my analysis about, sorry, I was going to say Scorpio ascendant, but this was my analysis about Mars debilitated in the transit, or Mars final transit in the sign of Cancer for this year. So I hope this is insightful. We'll see you with the next video very soon. Bye-bye. Take care.